Let's just start off with the first one, which I am pretty sure is a documentary. Spermworld. It's being
Right.
pitched as TVMA. Even when you go search it up on Hulu, they tell you episode one. I think it's just one.
Yeah, I don't think we're going back to Spermworld anytime soon.
No, 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 no. Plus, it says FX original documentary film, so I don't get the disconnect within their own platform. Nonetheless, I think you know the team behind this, and you got to check this one out, right?
Yeah, so this one comes from Lance Oppenheim, who,
boy.
aside from having a another docuseries,
Yeah.
at South by Southwest that we haven't yet talked about, Ren Fair, is the director of, I think, one of the most compelling new documentaries that we've had in the past few years, In Some Kind of Heaven, which is a documentary that takes place at the Villages in Florida. And I think it just has this really distinctive perspective because he's able to get these like incredible looking compositions, but he also is able to profile some very bizarre people. And I
Always.
think he continues that tradition here in Spermworld, which is a documentary that looks at people who donate or receive sperm through an online Facebook group, which is just a very interesting
You get yours via
black
Twitch,
market.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always trusted live streamers a little bit more.
I was gonna say Tumblr, bro.
Yeah, but look, it's one of those things where it's like not a lot of documentarians would want to touch a underworld even like this one, but a director like Lance Oppenheim not only is willing to touch it, he's willing to dive headfirst into this bizarre world. And I think there's times where I feel a little bit like he's it's the Nathan Fielder, John Wilson discomfort, where it's like how much of this is spotlighting, how much of this is condescending and making fun, but at the same time, I'm like completely captivated from start to finish by this.
Yeah.
Like he's able to find really, really interesting characters, living a very interesting lifestyle, and there's just some incredible images in this. Like that. It's hard to believe that this is documentary and not narrative with how well it's shot.
Honestly, dude, you and I have had that on the John Wilson side of things. I don't know
Yeah.
how much is a recreation of sorts.
I'm sure he's like placing actors or subjects to an extent, right?
Subjects, right?
People
I'm
don't
saying-
walk in and sit in
Nah.
beautiful formations like that. Or there's this one party that happens and the lighting is crazy. I've never
Unreal.
been to like a child's, play place that has lighting like that,
It would take some sort of setups, and I'd say this and one that we're gonna get two down the line. Do
Yep.
these camera angles where it's like, well, I'm not dumb. You had to film that and then set up that other angle on this side. There's a particular sequence with a parking lot, some beautiful shots showing how one of the couples always has to make it out there whenever there's someone who texts them for it, and it needs to be at a certain temperature. So I think he's wanking it out in the car in order to be able to give it to them. And
Right.
there's one where he's like, I'm here, just got here. I'm like, wait, how did you just get here? But they set up the long lens from like super far away. I'm just questioning some of the things there, but it brings you into this world that's already very uncomfortable for a lot of their subjects. You had mentioned how there's different people here. Some of them do it for free. Some of them maybe charge. Others even tell you that they do it because out of the goodness of their own heart, they get like a dopamine hit from it. There's that one guy who explained that he looks for short people at grocery stores just to help them because anything that he can help with, he'll be there for. The most fascinating one, I think some of the biggest subjects would be the couple, the one who I
Yes.
believe they have children outside of their partnership. But the more that he's helping other people, the less time he can have to schedule
Yeah.
their family that they want to create and that they
Right.
haven't started yet. And she's like showing up to these places where he's giving his
Donations.
donations, thank you, to other people. But again, it's so fascinating because she hears these other people's, discussions of it. There's this one couple who haven't been together very long, but they were married to other people. And now that they get to be a couple to these two ladies, yeah, she's there kind of like, why wouldn't I be here? And you can hear her doubting, oh, yeah, they're always first. We always put the client first, always put the people first. Then she meets them and she kind of tones it back. And I think that's when he's really in his zone, capturing the subject's different emotions as they go through the process as well. But interesting collection to his vignettes, and I'm excited to see what he was doing with, or what he's going to be doing with Ren Fair.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely still interested in whatever Oppenheim does next. I don't know. I doubt this is going to be like the first thing I think of when I think of him, but it's compelling for sure. I think I'm probably over a 3. I'm throwing a 3.5 on this documentary.
Sounds good. Same there too. I was confused because there's an Oppenheimer too, right? In the guy who made the Killing.
Yeah, Joshua Oppenheimer, I want to say.
A lot of Oppens.
In the documentary game, they're all over the place.
Documentary game, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, but some of the best
and
out there.
there's the Oppenheimer Editing Award at Sundance as well, which might be named after an even different person.
I thought that was It could be. Who even knows at this point? And then there's I don't know if you heard the movie Oppenheimer that came out last year. So just a lot of.
Oh no, that sounds good though.
It sounds pretty decent, right?
Yeah,